It's definitely got worse, whatever, colder, whatever it is. I'm just posting a link to my podcast. I'll pin that. It's a leg workout today. So let me pin it at this thing, but I'll pin it here. Okay. Yeah, struggling. Wasn't going to go live this morning, but I'm going away this weekend. I would like to go live when I'm in Cumbria, but in reality, so I wanted to do HIIT, but got to get it moving. Okay. See, make sure you can see my setup. Let's warm up the glutes. Do like a warm up set first. But first, before the warm up set, I'm going to activate the glute muscles. Leading into the heel. 3, 4, 5. Hope we're all well this morning. Better than me. 10, 12. Making sure you're getting that rotation in the thigh. This workout's going to be for glute building and thigh. You are working the hamstrings, the back of the legs, in like compound movements, but not isolated to it. The reason why I chose not to is because you're also using your back. Your lower back can take a long time to recover. So I decided not to. So when you warm up like this and you use the muscle, they're easy to connect to, especially when you're over the age of 30. Okay. Let's put up a poll. Good morning, guys. Exercise. Start. Good morning. I'm answering any questions as I go. Right, and this is going to be like a tracked workout as well. I'll turn my AI on so it follows me. So we've got glute bridge pulses with the 14. So yeah, when I did this workout as form of like cardio back to back, as many reps as you can in the allotted time, my quads and my glutes were aching for something like 3 days after. So I am enjoying it. And we've got pistol squats with body weight. That's the first round of exercises. So glute bridges, pulses to keep the connection in the core. Sorry, in the glutes. Pulse. 6. Really proud of myself this morning that I'm exercising and going live. There's so many reasons not to when you're not feeling 100%. But unless you're vomiting and you're really ill, you can still train when you've got a cold. But yesterday I had to wake up in the middle of the night because my body was aching. I was like, are those DOMs? Oh, damn it, I wasn't counting, so that's 20. Oh. See if I struggle to get up. Right, 20 reps, pulses. Then bodyweight pistol squats. 1, 2, core engaged. 3, 4, wow. Let's get 6, 5, 6. Wow, they're hard. I thought I was going to get 10 there, but not when I started the movement. 1, 2, coming up with your glute and quad. 3, 4, I'm burning up. 5, 6. I'm going to do them 3 simple exercises again. Morning guys, welcome to my live. Answering any questions on exercise, nutrition, back pain and rehab. I'm a health and fitness trainer, Pilates and yoga teacher. So obviously it's taking me a lot longer to get my breath back, which is fine. I'm just going to take the rest. Have a drink. Then into round 2. 14 kilogram pulse bridges. One, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, there we go, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, let's go to 25, 23, 24, 25. Hi Andrew, how are you doing? Not very well today, so there's no I wanted to do cardio today, but I'm taking some of the exercises that I wanted to do and putting them in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, wow, 5, 6. Wow, I can't tell you how hard I'm finding that just to get 6, man. That was I have to stop at 4. Body weight 6. Obviously the side. 2, 4, 5, 6. Rest. I'm going to do that set once more and moving on. Thanks Andrew. Morning guys. Answering any questions on exercise, nutrition, back pain and rehab. Make that a bit smaller. I'm going to do the glute bridge pulses again once we've got the breath back. Good morning, Katie. I'm 6-year-old's still in bed. I feel like I need to sweat it out with a sauna. It's very quiet. Right. One, 2, 3. I got 25 last time. 5, 6. Would like the same. 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm so warm. 22, 23, 35. Pistol squats. What's my workout schedule? So I'm going to do this. This is just about building a bit of muscle with minimal effort. Just to get the blood flowing. I was going to go live last night, but I prioritised self-care. Like I washed out my hair and just looked after myself. Just took it really easy. But today I've got 2 clients. Whilst the kids are in nursery. So one's postnatal to 2 young boys who needs to build the glutes back, and the other one's also postnatal to 3 kids, pelvic issues on them both. One, last set, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. This is more than I got the other week. 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Rest. Moving on. Next we have bench squat. I've put with a 10 kilogram. Put the 14 back then. And then pistol squats from the bench, weighted with the 10. So it'll be fun. Still recovering, man. Yeah. I'll go away at the weekend. But I had a break yesterday. I was going to go live yesterday, but I chose to take it off. But sometimes, you know, when you've given your body the rest and you're still not feeling great, it's not one of them, it's just like a head cold. It's not too bad. But I'll tell you, this week there's been loads of excuses not to exercise, and most people aren't exercising this time of year, right? So if you're doing even one full body session a week, you're running laps around everybody else. It's more about the mindset of like trying to damage control in December. Well, I know we're not in December yet, but Monday's December, right? And if you're wanting to build muscle so you can lose fat next year and get in the best shape of your life, it's done now in the winter months. Right, is it bench squats? Bench squat, or pistol squat, then weighted squat pulses, I did think. Right, so coming down as slowly as I can, with control. 2, 3, 4, 5. I wasn't that controlled in the end. I'm stopping there. I should have probably stopped at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, that wasn't that controlled. 6 each leg. 6, 6. Then weighted squat pulses on Thanksgiving Day. Oh, today's Thanksgiving, of course. Happy Thanksgiving. It's okay. Oh, I love pecan pie. I've not had pecan pie for ages. It's the easiest thing to make as well. You just get a pastry case if you're not going to make it yourself. Then mix syrup, butter, and pecans, maybe a bit of vanilla, I can't remember, in. Pour it in the pastry case and leave to set in the fridge. I've not made that in at least 2 or 3 years. High in sugar mind. Was it? It might have been honey instead of syrup. Right, pulse squats. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 12. That'll do. 12 reps. So 10 kilogram. Resting for our next round. Not expecting 6. You know, once you've built the muscle, it's a lot easier to keep. Hi, Austin. Crock pot mac and cheese loaded with butter is my weakest on Thanksgiving. Not a fan of mac and cheese. My 2-year-old loves it. It's a Scottish dish, mac and cheese, or we've adopted it in Scotland. I always thought it was. Let me Google that. I should have just asked Gemini, never mind. Is mac and cheese Scottish? And where does it originate? No, but it's popular in Scotland. Modern dish has origins in both England and Italy, with early English recipe appearing in 1770. And there's a picture for Austin. Be nice with spring onion on it. Do I go tanning sometimes? No, not really. The only reason why I would go tanning is to have vitamin D if I wanted to boost that, but I've been on 4 holidays this year. Is it Lanzarote, Ibiza, Tenerife? 3 holidays this year. So my vitamin D is really high, and I've kept the colour. I just make sure when I am out, I get out as much as I can. Let's go again, let's go again. We'll do final set. 3, 4. Any more than that, then I'm not going to come down as slow as I can. So I'm stopping before. 2, 3, 4. So how long have I been training for? Nearly 20 minutes. So I know I've stimulated muscle to grow just now. Remember, once you have the muscle, it's a lot easier to keep. As if you're trying to build it and you've got to go close to failure a lot. Or at failure. So 4 reps. I'm marking this down so I can get PBs next time. Pulse squats last. I feel like I'm burning up. Last time I got 12 reps. 2, 3, 6, 7, 9, 10. Oh. 10 reps. I feel like I want to test my temperature out of curiosity. This feels very hot and bothered, but my body's working a lot harder. Where the hell is my... Scott's got it. Temperature gauge. Glow sticks. Aha! It's still going up, but I think it's normal. Oh, getting some steps there. Some steps in the morning. Well, as I say, I was just doing like a wee session there. So, just a wee session. It's better to drink cold water or room temperature water during workout. Depends. Like if you're hold on. Like when I was in Tenerife and I was trying to cool down, it was like I was training in 33-degree heat, and that, like, I really needed cold water, like I really needed it. Whereas if you're training just like now, like normally, it's not really going to matter. But it brings your core temperature down, doesn't it, if you drink cold water? If you're drinking, I can't stand warm water. I'm going to go into I'm not going to go into a jog. I'm going to go into a walk. Morning guys, welcome to my live. Make sure you're prioritising steps throughout the winter months. It's harder to get them. It's safe if you've got something like this, especially if you're a woman. It says I got 7 hours sleep last night. I think it was less than that though, because I was up more. I'm just seeing how many steps I've got. 82. I've only done 82 yet. Hi, where are you from? I'm in Scotland. Yeah. Morning guys, welcome to my live. I'm answering any questions on exercise, nutrition, back pain, rehab. My own goals for the rest of this year are building my arms. I feel like I'm happy with the muscle that I've got pretty much everywhere, but my arms have been neglected because during the summer months I was wanting to build my legs and my glutes back from pregnancy, and I was training them 3 times a week. So yeah, got some good shape, but my arms are going to be more priority. So you'll see me doing 2 to 3 sessions in my arms. So it'll be back, chest and shoulders. Shoulders is going to be the extra one. Normally I'd bring shoulders in with my chest on my back. It's going to have its own session. You've never been to Scotland? Where is it you live, Andrew? Are you in America or? I'm not sure if I've asked that. But my lives have gone really quiet. How can I get like 250,000 in a month during, was it like July, August? Go from that to getting, I don't know how many a month, but some of my lives are like less than 100. But it's like similar to fat loss. These things can be applied. You've got to keep going, keep trusting the process when you're not seeing the results, and just trusting that it will come. From America, whereabouts in America are you? If you're from America, I recommend going to a place like Scotland because it's very different to where you are, and it's a definite experience. Whereas if you were in England or Ireland, I would say like don't bother coming It's not that different. Let me just read that comment. Get my comments up on YouTube. Right. Oh, thanks, Andrew. So for those that are watching or rewatching from this live, I've posted there's links in my bio if you need help. But if you're wanting some free long content about diet, exercise, nutrition, fat loss, sustainable fat loss, I've linked my podcast. I've pinned it to the comments. My latest podcast was how to eat well consistently. Well, thanks for the support, Andrew. I'm just kind of like cooling down. I know if I do this late, the kids will be all over it. Morning. I'm just trying to see. Morning, Fortico. It's a routine today. So I'm not very well. So today was about stimulating the muscles to be kept, to remind my body not to break down any muscle. And I feel like it was effective enough for building my glutes, though there wasn't a bloody robot hoover's doing my tits in. Although it wasn't long, it wasn't a long workout, but it was effective, you know. There's a robot hoover down here. But yeah, I was like burning up and it was difficult to... Alexa, turn off Katie.
Okay.
Pest. Good battery on that robot. About 1 hour and 10. That's good speed recovery. Thank you. Do you celebrate Thanksgiving in Scotland? No, we don't. I wouldn't have even known it was Thanksgiving if it wasn't for you, Andrew. Yeah. Let's bring up the pace a little bit. When people are starting out exercising, they always feel like, you know, when they get a personal trainer, they're like not fit enough, and maybe they're on the treadmill for a walk and they're not really pushing themselves. And I'm trying to think who was I thinking about quite recently. Anyway, you will naturally pick up the pace just like I did there. It feels easy, and you built that confidence to know, like, that's fine, I can go faster. It's similar to squat depth and lunges, like technique sometimes. If I was training brand new exerciser and I was really pernickety with the bodyweight squat and lunges, it's going to bring down the confidence. And you know, a lot of people think if you can't be perfect, because I know now if somebody's going partial squats, there's usually a reason for that. So we work with that, and then over time, progressively increase the squat depth. Do you think a personal trainer should look good to be able to train others? It's a good question. I posted this on my Facebook a few months ago. I do, yeah, because, and my opinion to this has changed. Because if you've got an overweight personal trainer, it means they're not, first of all, it means they're not practicing what they're preaching, right? But also, it means they've not got that growth mindset, but yeah, they're telling other people to look at their lives and improve and have that growth mindset. So they're not coming from a genuine place, are they? So that's my first reason. I think this is a great debate. It's kind of like, would you hire an accountant with debt issues and money troubles? Because being a personal trainer, you've got to be like a role model and health. Now, I used to drink alcohol very regularly, too regularly, and it was affecting how I parented and my judgment, and made me lazy, because you can't just have alcohol and not affect your behaviours, especially when you're having it nearly like daily. So I cut that out. So now I do practice. That was the only thing really. But if you've got an overweight personal trainer, they might be good at exercising and teaching people how to exercise, but they're not going to be good at the psychology, the habit forming, the mindset, because it requires a mindset as well, mindset shift for a lot of people. Because we're taught, for example, in schools that failure is bad, like when we are doing, when we're having tests and stuff, and if we don't get many right, we're told that that's naughty, and we don't like failure. We're taught to not like failure. But that's the way that life teaches you valuable lessons through failure, as long as you're not hurting yourself. But when I'm talking about even finance, but nutrition and exercise, it's where growth happens. And I used to be that personal trainer that didn't really understand exercise and nutrition in great detail, but there was something missing. I couldn't stick to it. I couldn't be consistent. But it was my mindset. I was all or nothing. I was perfectionism. I was like, if I can't do a little bit, what's the point? I would start my day off, say, with a chocolate bar. This is in my 20s. And then that would set the rest of the day into like a spiral. I had disordered behaviours towards food. If there was chocolate in the house, it would have to all be gone, biscuits or chocolate. But when you take a pause to realise this isn't good, this behaviour, and why have I done that? There's usually a reason for it. You're not broken. It's working with yourself and making it as easy as possible. I saw a video by Joe Fit debating this. I think this is a fascinating debate. I really do. What were they saying on Joe Fit? Yeah, it's one of my favourite questions, that, because there's some very passionate people out there. Obviously, like if there's an overworked personal trainer, I'm not saying they don't have the education. They might be really well informed and really educated, more than me. But if they are overweight, they are eating too much. And I don't think that you're fat and happy. Your body's not happy anyway. I'm a big believer in self-acceptance, and if you're happy, then you do you, right? But if you're overweight, it's a sign of gluttony, isn't it? And it's bad choices, and this is my opinion, and it's controversial and people won't agree with it, and that's fine. But I do think if an overweight personal trainer is like a specialist in nutrition, and they're clearly not going to be a specialist in human behaviour, which is why they're overweight. A lot of people know what to do, but they're not doing it. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, you could have all the education of the sun, but if you don't know how to apply it in your own life. Do you lift heavy sometimes? It's a good question. A lot of my training, as you'll see, is in the house because I've got 2 children. My time is limited. And I'm still rehabilitating my pelvis from pregnancies. Now I've given up breastfeeding, I feel like I'm going to get to new levels of lean and strength and building muscle, because it is definitely harder building muscle when you're breastfeeding, even if you're breastfeeding once. We've got limited research on this because nobody wants to do trials on breastfeeding women, right? Which makes sense. But because your body's prioritising making milk, even if you are just, because I wasn't breastfeeding loads, but now I've given that up, got my body back, and I'm able to get more from my body and push it a little bit further, then yeah, that's my goal at the moment. A lot of people lift heavy for ego, to feel empowered, which is good, right? But there's also really high injury risk, and especially with deadlifts and squats, there's a lot in the pelvis, and the pelvis is the foundation of the building. I never thought as a personal trainer I would talk about the pelvis so much. But if you F that up, you'll have a really poor quality of life for the rest of your life. Like, I've got clients, male clients usually, that'll say, I want to lift my body weight for a bench press. Why? When's your next competing? When are you next competing in a powerlifting? You've got to think, is this worth it? Now, I used to lift heavy a lot, and a lot of it's in the mind as well. But you've got to find your highs in other ways when you get a bit older, like fitness, feeling healthy, feeling like loads of energy, quality of life, not having energy slumps. Those are the kind of markers that you should be concentrating on, not how much you can bench. Because eventually, because people are just lifting as heavy as possible, they're rarely rehabilitating and being preventative to injury, are they? They'll lift heavy, they'll barely stretch, and they'll go. You can only get away with that for so long. Failure makes you stronger, so does. Do you prefer workout at home or the gym? The gym, definitely. If you want to build a good amount of muscle easier, you should be at the gym. But I'm lucky if I could probably go once or twice a week, but it's whatever you can be consistent at and work out 3 days at least. Thanks, Parker. It's a recent one. Give it a watch. He hired an overweight trainer and a fit one to train. They made each other debate. My children are 6 and 2. I think my body's done well for 2 children, and I'm my fittest and healthiest I've ever been in my life at the age of 36. And that's what counts. If you just there's just been a recent case study on a 72-year-old who had never ever exercised before and started doing 40-minute rows for I think it was most days, right? And then he ran his first marathon. I don't know what age he was, but he's now got the body, the fitness level of someone in the 30s. People think you've peaked at 20, and your feedback's louder when you're in your 30s, and you can fine-tune things a lot easier. When you're in your 20s, you can get pissed and go out the next day and you feel absolutely fine, don't you? Some great questions this morning. See how many steps I've done. I'm going to get in my sauna, try and sweat this out before my 6-year-old wakes up. For anyone who's wondering, I track my steps and my sleep on my ring. Now, this ring was less than a tenner. It's the best purchase I've made in a long time. I can't believe she's still not up. Yeah, this treadmill's not the quietest. So if this is called the talk test, you see how I'm holding a conversation as I'm walking, burning fat. This is the kind of cardio you should be doing for long periods of time, out walking and including in everyday life. This is where fat loss comes from. And your primary energy source after 20 minutes of doing this, still being able to hold a conversation, is fat, but we're talking dietary fat, not body fat, unless you're in a calorie deficit. Do you sound workout therapy? What do you mean, sorry? You like sound workout therapy? I've not tried that. Enjoyed that. But there's something else I wanted to say as well. A lot of people gain weight. So, like, when people do gain weight, I mean, and get obese and unhealthy, it's usually between now and January. So, if you can do anything right now, like, to like apply this easier, right? A lot of people throughout the week, I'm going to stretch off as I do this. A lot of people during the week try and improve the already good days, which requires a lot of effort. But if they just like improve the bad days a little bit, they'd get the most amazing results. Because in the bad days, you're not really being mindful of your protein or your steps, right? Now, if you applied that to the months of the year, and how most people don't, like, just let the whole of December go in the bin, if you can work on changing your mindset and just damage controlling, that's where it's going to make the biggest changes to your body composition. Now, this time last year, I was in the gym, I think more, because I wasn't going live as much. So I was probably training in the gym 3 times a week. And yeah, I was obviously still breastfeeding. My body hasn't changed massively in a year. More toned in the legs and the core. But it was about surviving 2 young kids. And now I'm not breastfeeding and they require less from me. I'm going to be able to put more effort into building muscle. Whoa, how much do you weigh? I haven't weighed myself in a while. A lot of people can let that send them off track if they're doing it all the action and think they should be making progress and step on the scales, and then it knocks them off and they go, fuck it, what's the point? That's not me, but I know I'm in a bit of a calorie maintenance, maybe surplus a wee bit just now, with me being ill, and so what's the point in weighing? It's like when people come back from holiday and the first thing they'll do is jump on the scales. I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you do that to yourself? Right, I'm going to love yous and leave yous. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to get in my sauna. I think my 6-year-old's awake. Now, tomorrow morning, I'm thinking about going live with like a cardio hit session, but I do have like my toddler, so we'll see how that goes. Or I might do abs, one or the other. But thank you so much for the support. Thanks for joining in consistently, guys. Thanks, Andrew. Bye.